Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make a lot of money in the Bitcoin bear market and in the Bitcoin stagnant market, as I like to call it, that we're in right now. I'm going to be showing you how you can make similar returns to the kind of returns that we were seeing back here in mid to late 2017 if you just do this one thing that I'm going to be showing you in this video. Now, of course, it's more complicated than just taking one thing that I say and applying it, but I'm going to be showing you some broad, not advice, but I'm going to be showing you some broad ideas about how you can look at the market that will hopefully help you in today's video. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is that I don't want any of you guys to be worried about this market. A lot of people seem to be very dreary about this market because they see Bitcoin below 8,000. They see that Bitcoin broke this long-term uptrend. Guys, Bitcoin and blockchain and cryptocurrency technologies are going to revolutionize fintech. They're going to revolutionize industries all around the world. Smart contracts have all kinds of applications. Cryptocurrencies have the ability to liberate billions of people. I read a statistic that there are like 2 billion people that don't have access to a bank account. Many problems like that can be solved with blockchain technologies, and I think they will be. So if you're a long-term investor or a long-term hodler like I am, these market conditions shouldn't really concern you. But for the rest of us, and I'm sure most of the people watching this, you're interested in making as much money as you can, as quickly as you can. This is cryptocurrency. Most people are here, say they're here for the tech, but I mean, obviously also they're here to make quite a bit of money because there's a lot of monetary opportunities here. So I'm going to be showing you how you can do that. So I'm going to show you some hypothetical trades. Let's go to a document that I put together titled "How to Trade in a Sideways Market." And in this market, I'm detailing 3 hypothetical trades that could have brought you 120% return with doing just 3 trades on Bitcoin, one of the least volatile cryptocurrencies in the market. I'm going to be showing you this here in just a second. Now, we're going to be hypothetically starting with $1,000 because it's a nice even number that we can start with. And the first buy that we're going to be doing, oops, that's glitched out. And the first buy that we're going to be doing hypothetically is at $6,000 on the 6th of February. Now, some of you guys might recognize that date. That is this date down here. So Bitcoin bottomed out around $6,000. So we're going to say hypothetically that we bought in at $6,000. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, okay, Jeb, well, how do we know how to buy and sell? Well, I'll be getting to that in a second. I'll be showing you as we continue through this how you can figure out when to buy and when you should sell. I'm not going to tell you when to buy and sell because you need to do that on your own, but I will show you the tools and the techniques that you can use to figure that out. Now, we're going to say hypothetically that we want to buy in at 6,000. Why are we saying that we would want to buy in at 6,000? Now, obviously, in hindsight, it's pretty obvious that we would want to buy at 6,000, but if we were looking at the market like this, why would we say we want to buy in here? How do we know Bitcoin isn't going to keep going lower? Well, we can do some very basic technical analysis to call 6,000 as the bottom pretty confidently. The first thing that's pretty obvious is that over the last week here, we can see quite a lot of red candlesticks. As we can see, this started to fall off a cliff around the 28th of January and bottomed here on the 6th of February. Now, $6,000, one, is a very big even. Any number with 3 zeros in it is genuinely going to be a pretty big even for Bitcoin. Also, another thing that we can look at is that RSI bottomed out here around 26 on that day. And another thing we can look at is this long-term uptrend that I've been talking about so much in my videos. That is where this would touch if it were to retrace all the way back to 6,000. As we can see, there was a bottom here at 1,800, 3,000, and then 6,000. You guys have heard me talk about this uptrend so many times. So we could see that Bitcoin was going to come down in here and hit this. And in fact, I pretty much called 6,000 as the bottom. I think I made a video on that at the time. So we would buy in at 6,000 hypothetically. And where are we going to sell? Well, what I would try to do when I was trying to do this is I would say, okay, we're going to buy in at 6,000. How much money do I want to make? How much money do I want to make? Let's say I want to make 100% because I want to make quite a bit of money. There isn't really a reason to sell too quickly right here because the market had just bottomed out. It had fallen off a cliff. So you can generally expect the market to rebound quite strong after it falls this far. Especially after it broke through this $10,000 level, then the next real level of resistance would have been this long-term downtrend that I've talked about quite a bit on the channel. As you can see, this long-term downtrend details a top right here, right around $12,000. So let's say you say, okay, well, I'm going to sell on this long-term downtrend because that seems to be what the market is following. That seems to be a very strong level of resistance. All right, I'm going to sell at 12,000. Let's set our sell order a little bit lower than that, 11,700. Let's say we're going to sell at 11,700. So that hypothetical trade would have netted you $950 in profit. Now, of course, since you're not a perfect trader, or you might be dollar cost averaging in and out of these trades, we're going to add an imperfect trader's fee, which is just going to take 10% off your profits. So you made $755. Your new balance is $1,755. Good. So we're going to take that and we're going to say, okay, well, we have this capital now. What are we going to do with it? What I would probably do with that capital is that, since we're hypothetically staying in Bitcoin, is that I wouldn't have bought back in initially, obviously, right? I wouldn't have just gone ahead and bought back in. But after Bitcoin got below this $10,000 level, what I would have looked for is for Bitcoin getting back above $10,000 and then getting support on it. So what I probably would have done, and I think I detailed that this is the one we were going for, is that right here, I would have said, okay, well, Bitcoin retraced close to $10,000. It seems to have gotten support a little above $10,000. So I'm going to buy in right here. So we're going to say we bought in right here, and then we're selling up here because there was a technical reason to say that we wanted to sell up here. And the reason for that is that Bitcoin could potentially double top here at 11,700. And also, I'm not going to show you, but if you go on the logarithm graph, then there is a downtrend that connects this touch, and this touch. So it was you could pretty much call that it was going to double top here. It was pretty easy to tell that there was going to be a double top here if you knew the technical analysis and if you just did a little bit of technical analysis on the chart. So that would have gained you about, what is that, about $250, $300 of profit from that trade. Add the 90 or take 10% off for the imperfect trader fee, and now from $1,000 within just a little over a month, actually one day under a month, you've made $810. You've made 80% return in the span of a month. So what's our next hypothetical trade going to be? We're going to buy in on the 2nd of March. Excuse me, the 2nd of April. So what we want to do down here is we say, okay, well, the market's falling, and then it hits this long-term uptrend. You're saying, okay, well, we fell below the long-term uptrend. I slept through that. I was going to buy there, but I didn't. And then we say, okay, well, Bitcoin got back above that long-term uptrend. When are we going to buy? We're going to buy on the 4th. And the reason we want to buy on the 4th is because Bitcoin was getting a little bit of support here. We're going to buy in somewhere around here, and then we're going to try to sell over here. Now, $10,000 is a very, very strong level of resistance. Of course, this was a little harder to call because $10,000, you could say that we were going to get through it. A lot of people thought we were going to get through it, but we're going to hypothetically say that you called 10,000 as the top. So what do? You sell at $10,000. We come over here and we sell at 9,800 because we say, okay, well, I don't want to sell too close to the top. You always want to sell a little bit below where you think everyone else is going to sell so you can actually get your sell order in. So we're going to say we're going to sell at $9,800. That will give you $2,450. We take 10% off for the imperfect trader fee, and you're now at $2,200 from a starting point of $1,000 with some very basic technical analysis, with some very basic understanding of how the cryptocurrency market works, with how the Bitcoin market works, with basic understanding of basic support and resistance lines without getting into stochastic RSI and stochastic RSI isn't very advanced, but getting into some really, really advanced things without using Fibonacci, even though Fibonacci is also very simple, without getting into some things that are very, very complicated, without even reading too much news, you could have called this market and made 120% return in the span of 106 days. That equals out to about 1.13% return a day. That's better than BitConnect, and you have control over your own money. How about that? So guys, there's a lot of money to make in this market, even though the market is trading sideways. Now guys, there's something that we want to talk about. If you're here, you want to be here not only for the money, you want to be here for the technology. Now that's a really important thing, but we also still want to make quite a bit of money. And like I said, there is still a lot to be here. Let me show you another example of this, because I was talking mainly about, I just gave it away. I was mainly talking about Bitcoin here, but there are some other altcoins that you can make quite a bit more money in. I want to show you the EOS chart. EOS over Bitcoin, over BTC is a very interesting chart because I showed you how you could have potentially made 120% return in 106 days. Well, let's talk about a hypothetical here on EOS. Well, you see EOS kind of double topped up here around 120,000, 130,000 Satoshis, and then you see it trailing off. And then here in mid to late March, we see that it hits this long-term uptrend. Well, we actually have a definition for this long-term uptrend before this starts. We can see it forming back here. So I think I called the bottom of this. If you bought in here around 60,000 Satoshis on EOS, and then what you probably would have done is you probably would have sold up here at 130 because you're looking for that double top. And then after it retraced a little bit, you might have bought again and it goes to 240,000 Satoshis. If you simply bought that bottom and sold that top, you would have made a 400% return. And that's a top 5 altcoin. Some of these altcoins are still insanely volatile. They're still incredibly, incredibly volatile. There is a lot of money to be made here, guys. When you see a 10% down day, that should just be you thinking, okay, well, we're 10% closer to where I want to buy in, because you want to buy in as low as you can so you can sell as high as you can, because, of course, we want to make as much money as we can. Now, of course, like I said earlier, no one has 20/20 vision as far as it comes to the markets. No one is clairvoyant, actually. No one can perfectly predict these markets, but with some very basic technical analysis that you can learn on the internet, if you spend half an hour a day doing technical analysis on these markets, half an hour a week doing technical analysis on these markets, you can make some very basic trades that can make you some very big returns. Now, guys, since we're in cryptocurrency, some people scoff at the idea of 120% return in 106 days. There's a company called Berkshire Hathaway. It's worth about $900 billion. I don't know about you. That's a substantial amount of money. I mean, that's more than I make on the average day, you know. They're worth about $900 billion. Well, they have about $900 billion in real estate holdings. They're in real estate. And real estate, you can generally expect it to return about 10 to 15% a year, depending on what you're buying. 8 to 20% is kind of what people go for in a year. If they could make 120% return in the span of 106 days, they would be jumping off the frickin' walls. They would call it a scam, which Warren Buffett, one of the people in charge of Berkshire Hathaway, basically did call Bitcoin a scam. But they're not making this kind of money. You can with some very basic technical analysis. There's a lot of money to be made here, guys. So if ever you're worried about the bear market, just come back to this video and remind yourself that with some very basic trades, without having to make 100 trades and without having to day trade every single day and spend 8 hours away from your family, your friends, and your actual interesting life behind a computer doing cryptocurrency trading, you can still make quite a bit of money. That's what I want to talk about, guys. I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the new content. I'm trying to make the content a little bit better. I'm trying to bring you guys some better content. I'm always trying to improve the channel here so you guys can get as much good value out of it as you can. Tell me in the comments down below if you think that's working. And also tell me if you think this video is helpful and if this really adjusts the way that you're looking at the market. Because what a lot of people are still stuck in, they're stuck in the when is the next bull run. This is a little power tip that I'm going to give you guys here at the end of the video. A lot of people are still stuck in the mindset of, when's the next bull run? When is Bitcoin going to go to $50,000 so I can make $20 million overnight? When Lambo? A lot of people are still stuck in that, and that's a mindset that is left over from the second half of 2017 when we were seeing massive, massive, massive returns. The fact of the matter is these massive returns were simply not sustainable. And I called this back here. I'm going to go on my YouTube channel real quick. I'm going to show you the first video I ever made. It was back here. It was like right here. It was literally where my cursor is right now. It was on the 16th of November. I remember the day. It was on the 16th of November, and I said that 8,000 was a little overextended, guys. We didn't get a big enough pullback right here, and that we need to have a pullback. And what do you know? It went to 20,000. But I was right. I said that we were looking for a big pullback because the market simply cannot sustain this kind of exuberance. And I was absolutely right because we've been in a bear market now for 6 months because we got over exuberant and because we had an unhealthy run up to $20,000. Let me just prove that to you. Let me go back to my oldest video right here. You can come here in here and sort by oldest. And what do we see? We see, is Bitcoin overextended? Is Bitcoin overextended? Bitcoin was most certainly overextended. And I think we're reaping the, we're getting payback for that now, guys. So try and lose that mindset of when's the next gigantic run up, because I know a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space have been in here for less than a year, including myself. So we all kind of got into crypto during or a little bit after this kind of phase of making 20% in a day. Those days, for right now anyway, are over. We need to adopt more of a trader's mindset and see how we can trade this market in a proper way so that we can make these kind of returns still just by adding a little bit more work, because the market is nowhere near as lucrative as it used to be, at least not on the top on the top cryptocurrencies. You can still make returns like that in the altcoins like I just showed you on EOS. But anyway, guys, I've been rambling. I hope this video gave you some advice, gave you some ideas about how you could properly trade in the cryptocurrency market. I'm not telling you when to buy. I'm not telling you when to sell. I'm not telling you how to trade the cryptocurrency market. I'm just giving you guys some ideas for what you may want to consider when you are out there in the Wild West that is cryptocurrency. Like I said earlier, if you found this video helpful, make sure to tell me in comments down below. I do this channel specifically because I love reading your comments. I don't make a penny off of YouTube right now. If you want to change that, then you can sign up for Hashflare and Binance. Those are affiliate links, and they do help the channel to keep going because I want to make this channel into a business, but right now the business isn't making any money. So if you guys want to help me out, those affiliate links do genuinely help me. If you guys like my content, signing up for those, it doesn't take a penny out of your pocket. It does help me though. Tell me in comments if this helped you out. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.